Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's start our today's lesson about the inverse of 2 by 2 matrix. How to determine the inverse of a matrix and how to discuss and tell whether these two matrices are inverse to each other or not. So let's start first by the real numbers. You know the real numbers. What is the multiplicative inverse of number 3? Yes, the multiplicative inverse of 3 is third, cause 3 times third equals 1. 1 here called the multiplicative identity. So if the product of any two numbers gives 1, which is the multiplicative identity, the two numbers called inverse to each other. But in matrices, what is the multiplicative identity matrix? The multiplicative identity matrix is the matrix which contains the main column is 1 and the other column is 0. So if two matrices, their product equals 1, 0, 0, 1, so we're going to call the two matrices are inverse to each other. Let's start again. Here we have an example. We have two matrices, one here and one there, and we wanna to calculate the product of them to prove that they are inverse or not. If we wanna multiply the first matrix by the other matrix, we can use our previous lesson about multiplication. The first row we have to multiply by the first column in order 4 by 1 plus 3 by negative 1, which is equal to what? 4 minus 3, 1. Okay. The second member here is first row, second column. First row, second column, 4 by negative 3, negative 12, plus 3 by 4, positive 12, which is equal to 0. Second row, first column, second row, first column is 1 by 1 plus 1 by negative 1, which is 0. Second row, second column, 1 by negative 3 plus 1 by 4, which is 1. So the product of these two matrices is the multiplicative identity. So we're going to call these two matrices you are inverse to each other. Vice versa, if you replace the position here, if you rewrite the two matrices in another position and find their product becomes the same multiplicative identity matrix. So it means what? If I ask you, tell whether these two matrices blah 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 are inverse to each other, you have to multiply them, find the product. If the product becomes 1, 0, 0, 1, we're gonna call them inverse to each other. So let's start. Now, if we have a matrix A, its inverse, we can call it A negative 1. In this time, the product of them must be equals I. I here is the multiplicative identity. Okay, mister. If we have one matrix, which is A, B, C, D, 3, 4, 9, 1, whatever, it's okay. And I'm gonna ask you, what is the inverse of this matrix? Oh my God, you don't have the other matrix. Yes, the inverse of a matrix, we're gonna find it after multiply AD into BC. Again, multiply AD into BC and find its reciprocal. So I'm gonna multiply this number by this number minus this number by this number and 1 over the answer into what? Into, you have to replace the position for A and B, for A and D, becomes D and A. Again, inverse the position. AD here becomes DA. B as it is and C as it is with negative sign. So, the inverse function for the inverse matrix for any matrix, whatever A, B, C, D is the matrix D here, A here, B, C, negative, negative, multiplied by 1 over AD minus BC. Okay, mister. So, tell us how to determine the inverse of the matrix A3142. It's too easy. It's okay. First of all, multiply 3 by 2 minus 1 by 4. 6 minus 4, 2. So put here 1 over 2. Is it hard for us? Second, open the parentheses for the matrix style and write 3, 2 in an inverse position. 2 here and 3 there. 2, 3. 1 as it is with negative sign. 4 it is its position with negative sign. So multiply half in terms of multiply by the all members in this matrix. Half by 2 equals 1. Half by negative 1, negative half. Half by negative 4, negative 2. Half by 3, 3 over 2. So we have finished. If you want to check whether your answer is right or not, you can multiply the main matrix by the other matrix. The product of them must be equals 1, 0, 0, 1, if you want to check. How to determine the inverse of another matrix, 2, 4, negative 3, 1. First of all, multiply 2 by, yes, 1, minus 4 by, yes, negative 3. So it's 2 plus 12, which is 14. Make it 1 over 14. And now, open the matrix style. 2, 1, we have to write it as 1, 2. 4 becomes negative 4 in its position. Negative 3 becomes 3 in its position. And now, multiply 1 over 14 by 1. 1 over 14 by negative 4, 1 over 14 by 3, 1 over 14 by 2. So this matrix is the inverse of the original matrix. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.